Hey everybody, it's the Nitty Professor, and I've kind of got a little process going on here. I've got a couple of cats helping me. Buddha! This is Budapest. She's very needy right now. Hi, Budapest. And the less needy cat, believe it or not, is Paris. Hi, Paris. She's curious. She knows what we're doing. So I've got this book for inspiration. Knit Yourself In. I was talking about this a couple weeks ago. And it kind of sets you up to design your own sweater. And I have more inspiration in the form of this sweater that I put together a couple years ago with, you'll probably recognize some of the yarn in this whole pile. Like here's some of your orange and this purple right here, this cream. And then I got out my Ridari sweater. So I'm going to call it 2.5 collections. Over here on the left, we have all of my traditional worsted. I've just kind of lined it up so I can see what colors I have and what quantities, because this is what I have to pick from. I'm not going to go out and buy more. I'm going to try to use some of my stash. Then over here, we have all the Lamb's Pride worsted that I've accumulated. Since I live so close to Nebraska, there's a woman who often comes to the fiber fairs, and she has discount Lamb's Pride. I think it's defective, like maybe it's got a knot in the middle of it or something like that. And she sells this stuff for, well, here you can see, $4 a skein. It's just a steal. So a couple times I've bought like a sweater's quantity, thinking, okay, I'll put, don't knock the lamp over, baby. I'll put these, colors together in this certain kind of way. Well, then I inherited this very interesting yarn. Frankly, I'm not sure what's going on with this, but it is a British wool spun in Yorkshire. And it's called a worsted spin. You can see how shiny this stuff is. So I know it's wool. And I got some nice colors. Fewer, there are 5 colors here. So I could do something with that, but I'm kind of more interested in doing something with the Lamb's Pride on the one hand and the worsted on the other. So what I'm going to do here is spend a few minutes cogitating while Budapest bothers me. She's like knocking over lamps and she's being really sweet. But then I'm going to come back at y'all with what I think would be kind of a mapping out of a couple of projected Colorwork sweaters, and we're going to see what I come up with. So wish me luck. I'll be back shortly. All right, y'all. I've drawn some conclusions. So on the one hand, we have this worsted weight model that I really had a lot of fun knitting and wearing. And this is 224 stitches across. I'm fairly certain that I did it in a size 7 needle. The ribbing should probably be done in size 5. I didn't do that the first time around. Therefore, the bottom of the sweater is a little bit too wide, basically, especially since I made it, I've lost 20 pounds. And I don't have any intention of gaining this back. But in any case, here, Budapest is slinking around here helping us. So here's my idea. I have this kind of cream color repeated Piri motif going up. And that looks like we got another pet wanting to come in here. Come on, Gorlam. Come on. It's Gorlami. Hi, Gorlami. Is this where you sleep? Look at that. All right. So for this beige and gray, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this dark gray mixed with this light gray. And so what I've kind of done here, so here's an issue that I had here. I chose very harmonious colors, and in some cases you can barely see the motif that I knit. Now up here I did a little better, but so Budapest is kneading on the yarn. So here's what we're going to try, right, Budapest? So we're going to try, for the motifs going across, contrasting colors. So for example, we'll have one that, sorry for the shadow, is this yellow and this kind of ultramarine. And then another broad stripe is going to have the gold and the teal. Another one is going to have the orange and this jade green. And then we're going to have red and white. That's a really bright red. I just love that. And then we're going to try this a little more muted, but I feel like it's contrasty. And so as you can tell, you know, as much as this sweater has a bunch of different colors, the cream and gray Peary stripes going across several times ties everything together. So that's what the grays are going to do here. And the sweater, on the one hand, is going to be a little more muted. On the other hand, I think the motifs are going to stand out more. And here's my wild idea. I'm going to use this sort of dusty lilac. We'll call that right there. That's hand dyed by a friend of mine. It's going to be the ribbing. So instead of this navy ribbing, which also kind of, you know, draws everything together in this one, I'm going to use this purple. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be really wacky. But with the grays, all that gray in there is going to tie everything together. And I don't yet know what motifs I'm going to use, but I'll figure that out as I go along. So now, for the Lamb's Pride. This sweater over here is 192 stitches going across. A little bit quicker knit. Therefore, every row has 30 fewer stitches. And I went out and I grabbed this book, which is the Fargerik Turstrik, pardon my Norwegian, it sucks. But I kind of grabbed this sweater here as inspiration. I've never done this construction, but I think it's about time that I did. Is that raglan? I'm not sure. But I figure I can learn it, right? I learned how to do color work. I did a cable scarf. I can learn this construction. So she's got like this kind of minty blue color going on for the background, and that I'm going to use these skeins of yarn I picked up in 2 separate places, as you can see. But I figure I'll probably won't run out if I just use these 4 skeins. And I thought I could use this for the ribbing. This is hand dyed. This is actually the Lamb's Pride worsted, but hand dyed by a yarn dealer in Elbert, Colorado, outside of Colorado Springs. And then for some of this, she's got like some orange combined with like a pink or a purple, and she's got some little peary things going on there. I'm going to work with these colors. So the way she's got the light orange combined with pink, and then the light orange combined with purple. So you have the same color combined with 2 other colors. I think I could do the same here. Like, for example, I could combine this light green with the orange, but I can also combine the light green with the dark green, or the dark green with the yellow, you know, so I can play. And this, she's got some stripes here, like the green, and I figure I could probably make use of this yarn right here for stripes. So I feel like, again, it's going to be really colorful. It's going to be a beautiful sweater. It's going to be unique. And that's one of the reasons why I picked out the colors of yarn here that I have, because I haven't used these particular colors very often. So there you have it, folks. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yarn yet, but, you know, it can hang out here for a while. I don't have to decide today, right? Maybe down the road I'll decide I want to give it away. Paris is bored out of her mind, so she doesn't care about any of it. But I think I've got a plan here for 2 gorgeous sweaters, and, you know, it's just a fun, creative challenge to take the yarn that you have, almost all of this worsted yarn, with, there are probably like 3 skeins I actually bought at a store. The rest is thrifted, and like I say, a lot of this I got on sale from the Sioux Falls lady who gets the outlet mill duds and sells them, and, you know, that's what I knit this sweater out of. So this sweater probably cost me all of, I don't know, 25 bucks. I mean, it's a steal, you know. So I'm going to have fun, and it's going to be a ride. I still don't know what motifs I'm going to knit, but I can figure those out along the way. I have some great books to help me figure that out, just like I did with this one. These motifs are taken from like 3 or 4 different Fair Isle and Colorwork books. So I have no hesitation about kind of coming up with my own thing. What do you think, Budapest? I should just knit you across the whole thing, right, sweetie? That's right. He's a nice girl. He's a nice girl. She came to us blind because her eyes were infected. She was a rescue. But she's a happy girl now, aren't you? Yes, you are. He's a very happy girl. I just love her to death. So wish me luck, and I'd be really curious if you have a similar process when you want to just do a kind of a knit yourself in type of sweater. And Let's see here, I can turn there I am. Hope that you found this, kind of interesting to follow along here with how I kind of go about planning out a, let's call it a mystery sweater. It sure is a lot of fun, and it makes the knitting process a joy because you're sort of creating as you go along. So let me know if you have any similar experiences, and we'll see how this all turns out. Y'all take care. Bye.